Hi, my name's Kathy White Yoga, and I would like to invite you to join me just for the next few minutes while I explain something about beginning yoga and beginner's yoga, and then we'll do a few postures which are great for starting yoga. So thank you for joining me. Beginning yoga, especially if you're over 50, you have to approach it with a very open mind and really clear your mind of any preconceived notion of what you think yoga is. And I say that because we've been inundated in definitely the last 10 years, if not last 20, 30 years, of images, books, magazines in the last 10 years, social media, these images of people doing impossible poses. And when you're beginning yoga, and especially if you're later on in life, if you're in middle age or beyond, your body is not going to match what those young people in those photographs are doing, or even if it's someone my age, for example, who is in her 50s, but I've been doing yoga for 20 years, or longer, nearly 30 years probably now, that it would be wrong to try and say, oh, do this with your body, when your body hasn't been moved in that way at all. So the first approach is to get rid of all those preconceived notions. The second thing when you're beginning yoga is to be really kind to yourself. The reason why people don't stick at yoga or any other activity that they feel is going to make them feel better, it makes sense. It's going to make you feel better, so I'll keep on doing it. But then you don't. That's weird, right? So why don't we keep on doing those things that we know yoga is scientifically proven? It's been around for thousands and thousands of years. It's a system for well-being, health, longevity, and spiritual connection. So meditation, it's got all, it ticks all the boxes, yet you don't do it. So what is that? And my belief, my sense is because people aren't kind to themselves when they get on their mat. When they try a class and it doesn't work, so they think, oh, the yoga's not for me. Well, try another class. Try a different teacher. Try a different style. Try it on your own at home and be really, really kind. Really, really gentle, and keep a smile on your face as you practice. And then, possibly, because it feels good, you might go back for more. And the third thing about beginning yoga is to say that you want to habit stack. What do I mean by habit stack? Habit stacking is something where, what do you do every day? Like, do you brush your teeth every day? I hope you do. Your dentist hopes you do. And then you think, okay, well, I'm going to brush my teeth, but I'm also going to start flossing. And so you brush your teeth and then you floss. They're together, right? And then you think, oh yeah, and I've got this jaw tension, so I'm going to do a little jaw massage. This is new. Never done that before, but you know, the chiropractors told me that this would help. So I brush my teeth, I floss, and I massage my jaw. So I've got 3 habits that I do daily that I've stacked one on top of the other. And then, you know, if it's morning time, I always want to start my day with a fresh glass of water. So I brush my teeth, I floss, I massage my jaw, and then I drink my water. So I've got 4 things going that are habit stacking. And they just sequence one on top of the other. So you don't have to remember to do your jaw massage, or you don't have to remember to drink that first glass of water of the day, because they're in sequence of of events. So what I'm saying about this is, in beginner's yoga, you want to create a system so that this is my yoga time, and try and carve out. And if you're chaotic like I am, I don't have a routine so much, but I know at some point in the day I'm going to be doing yoga. And how I habit stack is that I say, okay, after I've done my emails, I'll do my yoga. Now, I'm also chaotic with my emails, so I might not get to my emails till 3 o'clock, but then I know that after emails, I'll do my yoga. So creating these like little flows of life for yourself really helps stacking the possibility that you'll come back to your mat. So those are the things: to habit stack, to be kind to yourself, to get rid of any preconceived notions, and to begin with that starting point of yoga. So that said, let's do a few poses together. So what I'd like you to do is just sit on your ground. So I don't know where you are watching this, right? But if you can, just get onto the floor and just see if you can sit on the floor. And how does it feel to sit on the floor? How does it feel to sit on the floor just with your legs out? Okay? And for a lot of people, this is a difficult position, and you'll need a wall behind you. So always be aware of what you need. Okay, so if you need a wall, use the wall. It's there, it's your friend. And just sit and breathe and see how it feels. And that's all you're doing really when you're beginning yoga, is you're just seeing how things feel. Okay, this is a position that perhaps you don't sit in very often. Perhaps you're always in a chair, never on the floor. So this is a good habit to start creating. In terms of habit stacking, you can be, okay, for the next week, when I'm watching telly, when I'm watching television, or at my computer or iPod or whatever, just watching something, I'm going to sit on the floor like this. Okay, and then you would stay in a position typically for a minute or two, in the way I teach, a very slow pace to it. And breathe and feel. And not let the mind get too busy about, what am I doing? Am I doing it right? Is this wrong? This isn't yoga. This is yoga. It's too hard. The mind can be very, very active in this. And you're just simply sitting and noticing. Good. Maybe something's tight in the hips. And you just notice it. See if you can keep the breath steady and even. And then you can try one posture that I teach a lot in my classes is sukhasana, which is a cross-legged position. Now, sukhasana means easy pose. That's a sort of loose translation of the position. Sukha means kind of content and like sugar, sukha. And sukhasana is this contented pose, easy pose. And again, if you need a wall, have a wall behind you. Now, when people cross their legs often, they'll tuck them in. That's how we normally, I'll just show you how we normally, we'll just sit like this. We'll tuck them in, okay? Or one in front of the other tucked in, and maybe someone will sit like this. So it's all tucked in to the groin, see? What I'd like you to do is create space between the groin and the cross of your legs. So you just bring your first leg in front of you, which is, in my case, my left leg. And I'm having the shin of my left leg parallel to this line of my mat here. And then I'm bringing the right leg on top of that. And I'm just seeing how that feels. Now already it's changed the position of the hip joint, of this femur bone, this thigh bone. It comes in, I don't know if you know, it sort of hooks into here, into the hip socket. Now this open cross-leg position is like an extension of that joint. It sort of extends it out a little bit, rather than this position here, which just keeps it in a position very similar to what we're in when we're sitting in a chair. So we want to get out of chairs, and we want to get our hips out of that position of being in chairs, and we sit like this. Good. Now some of you, as I say, you're going to have a wall behind you. Some of you, you're going to have your legs crossed like this. They're going to be quite high up because of the stiffness in the hips. And you're just going to sit and gently, gently see if the knees can open. Maybe the feet can walk out to the sides a little bit. And just breathe. And you just sit there for a while. And then if you wish, you can start to drop your head, maybe come off the wall if it's possible. Come off the wall, drop forward, and just notice. Notice the restrictions. Notice the tightness, tension. Keep breathing, softening, and releasing. And then after some time, you would stay there for a minute, 2 minutes, however long you want. And then you would come up. Now, if you're in that position and there is a lot of sensation, could say a lot of pain, that's one of the issues you have as a beginner with yoga, is that because you might be in quite a inflexible body, excuse me, that you would want to approach the pain but not dive into the middle of it in terms of, I'm going to go be aggressive, I'm going to see this pain, I'm going to be bold and brave beyond the pain. No. You're going to approach the sensations, maybe avoid the word pain so that you can just free your mind from like, oh, this is painful. Because as soon as you say that, it's a very strong word in the body-brain system. As soon as you say it's pain, you'll tense because the body doesn't want to feel pain. So if the mind triggers the thought, pain, the body will respond with a reaction. So just see if you can go, okay, sensation, sensation, sensation. This is okay. I can keep breathing. I can relax. Stay with it. And if it's too much, just raise the knees, come out of it, extend your legs out. And that's you being kind to yourself. That's you being generous in your practice. And then, of course, you would do the second side. And some of you might be quite flexible. You come off the wall. You might be able to get a good open cross. And you might be able to come, quite far down to the ground. But don't, and that's, I'm just giving you a direction. So don't use, like when those of you who are more kind of in this position up here on the wall feeling quite stiff, don't use that image of, oh, it should look like this.
You know, look what Kathy's doing. That's how you do that posture.
That's a beginner's mistake, okay? Because the posture for you should look like this. Because that's exactly where your body is, and you have to meet yourself where you are. And you can't be ambitious and think, I'm going to do that. Well, you could say it's taken me 30 years to be able to come forward like that. And some bodies are more flexible than others. Mine isn't particularly flexible, so it's, you know, it has taken work to kind of be able to have that general movement. But that's not the game we're playing. The inquiry we're making is just to meet ourselves where we're at. So in a way, we always are a beginner. So you think you're a beginner? Great! Stay as a beginner. Even if you're practicing yoga in 10 years' time, keep coming back to being a beginner. Because as a beginner, you just meet yourself where you're at today, with no sense of what you did in the past or what you're going to do in the future. Just now. How does it feel? So that's one pose, two poses I should say. Dandasana, legs out. And when you've finished your sukhasana, you can come back to Dandasana. Again, have a back support, the side of a bed or a wall or the back of a wardrobe or something, just to bring yourself up against the wall. Very good. And I'm going to leave it there with those two poses for you to try at home. So have that awareness of practicing yoga, doing gentle movements, and see how you get on. If you're interested in joining my online live classes, or if you live local on Vancouver Island in my studio, then you can go to my website, kathywhiteyoga.com, and look up classes. I'd love to see you in one, and if not, I hope you find a wonderful teacher for you, and I hope this beginner's yoga video will have planted some seeds about how yoga can be a part of your life. Namaste.